I have to call you Durga, Sai, or Tej. Tej.
Whatever you're comfortable with. And before we start, can I just have one minute? How many of you guys ride bikes? Ladies and cameramen and who all? Please, in all languages, मैं बोल रहा हूँ. Please wear a helmet.
Huh.
It saved my life.
Oh yes, that's
So
true.
please, it's a request.
Very good.
मैं आपको सबको विनम्रता से बोल रहा हूँ कि आप हेलमेट पहनिए. தமிழ்ல சொல்றேன். உன்னை கெஞ்சி கேட்கிறேன். நீங்க ஹெல்மெட் போடுங்க. తెలుగులో చెప్తున్నా. దయచేసి హెల్మెట్ వేసుకోండి. Please, it's my kind request to all of you. Thank you.
In fact, I wanted to start with that, Tej, because that accident must have been life-changing, right? What did it do for you, and do you recall how it happened and what was going through your mind?
I can't recall what has happened in my
You
head.
were completely
I was
out.
completely blank. But then I stepped on sand on the road, and it was a complete accident like that.
You were on a motorbike.
Yeah, I was on a bike.
Right.
And bike
Were you
is,
speeding?
no, ma'am.
Okay.
I was in a 40, 50 kilometers per hour.
You like
I
riding a
love
bike?
riding a bike.
Okay.
It's like my sense of freedom. So my sense of freedom is to ride a bike on a road without any complications.
Right.
Be safe. Yeah.
Right. So what bike do you have, or many bikes do you have?
No, ma'am, I still have a Royal Enfield 500 Bullet because it's my grandfather's dream bike. So that bike I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it something you inherited or you
No,
bought?
I actually stole it from him.
Stole it from him?
I'm like, Tata, I need the bike kavali. I need the bike. He's like, okay, fine, take it.
What all have you stolen from your family? And what a
Uh,
family it is. You are what? Allu Arjun is your cousin, Ramcharan is your cousin, Pavan Kalyan is your uncle, Chiranjeevi. What kind of conversations must you be having on your dining table?
Trust me, nothing related to films. We all have catch up to discuss about what can we do for the society.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on, you must be talking about
No,
film sometime.
no, ma'am. We actually talk about like hardly anything, like just like what is the next project. That's the max we do.
Right.
And then more of discussion about what are you thinking of doing for the society?
Right. So when you acted with Pavan Kalyan in Bro,
Yes,
and I mean that's really a fun
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
What was it like?
For me, it was more like Guru. I was able to give him Guru Dakshina
Yeah.
because he's the one who actually got me into acting. He was
Okay.
the one who actually got me into all the guided me through my acting career because I wanted to act, and then he said you have to go to all these courses, do reduce your weight, go to this kickboxing class, and go to this dance class. So he guided me throughout my career.
Right.
So he was there like my guiding force.
What else would you have done born into this family?
I would have been unemployed.
Yes.
No,
But
no,
yet
basically,
it was still a struggle, right?
yes, ma'am.
It wasn't very easy,
No,
despite
I took the
these
hard
powerful people.
I took the hard route.
Huh.
So I decided that if I'm really worth it of actually being on screen, I have to take the hard route. So my journey started when I was 2009. So not 10 years, it's been 15 years for me to
15
come.
years.
Yeah. So
Right.
5 years, my first film was shooting, not shooting. They had some financial issues, and then my second film actually took off, and then I did an audition for it. One of the main actors in the film actually passed away in the last scale of the film.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then we shot with another actor, and then when the time of the release, the Telangana agitation was started.
Oh.
So the postponement of the film happened indefinitely.
So it never released.
Yeah, so the second film released on November 14th,
Right.
on 2014. Like,
Right.
it took me 5 years to actually get my film out.
Right.
So in the meantime, I saw many of my co-actors to release their films and become stars.
Right.
So for me, it was more like a learning experience. He taught me a lot of things. He taught me patience. He taught me how to be patient enough to make sure that you give the best.
Right.
Yeah.
But there must have been moments when you must have thought, why me? You know,
Oh
why?
yeah. Exactly. Like I gave up one time. Like I had to fill in diesel for my car, and then I didn't have the money.
Really?
Yeah. So
And you can't say charge Pavan Kalyan for it, right?
I couldn't say anything of the sort. So I didn't have phone ka recharge bhi nahi tha.
Okay.
So I didn't have enough money, enough balance to call my mother also. I was literally lost. I just had to sit down on the payment, and then once I checked my balance in my account, there was some amount. I was like, Amma, how does this amount come? I thought that you needed the money, so I just put in that money.
Oh,
So in
so
that way, my mom is my biggest blessing in my life.
no wonder you
Yeah.
changed your name.
No, no. The reason why I changed my name is because this is my second life,
Right.
and 2021 I was reborn again. So this time I'm with experience, and for a mother to go through whatever has happened, she actually was my biggest supporter, biggest pillar of strength, and she made sure that I actually recovered. And on the hospital bed, I couldn't tell her some things. Like, all I wanted to tell her was, I'm sorry, Amma, I love you. My voice was lost. I
Oh,
lost my voice. I couldn't tell that. I couldn't tell my brother and my mother. So she was like, no worry, write down what we want to say. So for me to write down, I was like, it was going like ECG map,
right. It
graph.
was like that.
Yeah, like that. I
You had
couldn't.
lost,
I lost the whole stability of
right.
my this thing. So, and then when I came out of the hospital bed, I lost my balance.
Oh,
So it was literally like my mother made sure that I grew up again
right,
in her guidance. So it was more of an emotional relation of me actually having my mother's name into my name.
right.
So when I lost my voice, she made sure that I got my voice back. Not like I lost my voice. It's just that the pipes which went down my throat I was in coma for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, the doctors were like, he will get up, he'll get up. But then it was something like very difficult for my mother to take.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and it's not like,
But the doctors believe that you had the will to fight
yeah,
back.
they thought that I will come out of it, but it'll take some time.
Right.
So they didn't know what time it was. But then for me, it was more like 2 hours of sleep. But then I slept for like for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 14 days.
And when you woke up,
Woke up,
like in the movies, मैं कहाँ हूँ?
that was in my head, but not outside. So, but the first thing I saw was my mother and my brother, and I couldn't talk. That's what I told you. I
Right.
couldn't tell them, I'm sorry and I love you guys. I couldn't say that. I was like, I'm sorry, I love you. It was like that.
Right.
So for me, it was more like reinventing myself and making sure that I actually give that inspiration to people that you can start off whenever, wherever you can. Again.
So you're a very emotional and sensitive person behind that
Yeah. The,
macho
the,
look,
the,
right?
I'm more of a fun person, so I always look at that way. Macho and all that is only for the screen.
Right.
But for me, it's more of that I'm a kid in front of my mother, a friend for my friends, and an actor in front of all my
I
people.
think, yeah, we should
You should
applaud
be you should
that.
you should be able to
You haven't
dive
talked about women, and what are you to women?
an actor.
A little more than
I'm
that.
scared. I'm scared to talk about women. Horror films and women are the same for me.
Horror films and women. That's a terrible combination. Why is that?
Exactly. I'm scared. That's why.
But it's interesting the variety of roles you've done as
Yes, ma'am.
well.
Yes.
Virupaksh, which I
Yeah,
saw,
it's a horror film.
that's a real fun
Yeah.
adventure film. Lots of,
Exactly. See,
yeah.
all the women actually feel it as an adventure. For me, it is more of that fear factor.
Right. So, but it's interesting the variety of roles that you're doing.
Yes, ma'am.
But is it important for an actor to develop a particular image and then do you have to sort of keep,
Uh-huh.
once you're successful, then of course you're asked to repeat yourself and do that
Ma'am,
again and again.
I've done that. I had 6 flops, and people wrote me off.
Yeah.
They said this guy's done.
This guy's
This guy's done, and
right.
they thought.
But your first film was a big success.
Yeah, first film actually. My second film released first. So it was a big
Right.
success.
Yeah.
My first film released second,
Yeah.
and that was a big flop.
Yeah.
And then I reinvented myself and I understood what the kind of films that people are watching and did those films. But then post that I actually had 6 flops. There was something which was actually not happening in my control. Like what was it? The power to say no.
Right.
So with those 6 flops, I got to understand that God gave me the power to say no, no to bad films.
Don't do bad
Yeah,
films.
no,
And don't do it for friends or
yeah, exactly.
relatives or whatever, for
What
whatever reasons.
whatever reasons, please also guide them through to do the best things,
Right.
not to like worry about what might happen. No, just tell them, see, this film is not good. We'll get a better story for you guys. You should tell them. You should guide them
Right.
through.
Right. Now, I mean, when you see people like Ramcharan,
Hmm.
and first, of course, I want to ask you, how were they when they were growing up?
I, it was,
Did you always know that
we
these
all
guys are going to be? Superstars or
We never thought that we'll be into acting, ma'am. For me, example, I never thought that I'll be an actor. I thought I'll be just some other 9 to 5 job I'll do
right?
and come back. But then in that 9 to 5 job, I was not happy with myself. I thought I was destined to do something more, something much more. So then I started to get into acting. Like that, I'm sure that Charan or Bunny or Varun or my brother,
Yeah,
we never,
Alu Arjun is called Bunny, right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
at home,
at home,
yeah. So we never had that thought of actually getting into acting. So it happened naturally.
right.
So we got proper guidance and we got into this acting field.
But when you see their success, I mean, there is of course great joy,
Hmm.
and I'm sure you're proud of them.
Yeah, of
But
course.
is there also a touch of envy or saying that I
Uh,
could do that as well?
no, ma'am. There's this. I used to say this before. I'm saying this again. Um, Flowers of the same plant don't fight in competition. They just bloom. So in the same way,
Right,
we all bloom in the same way, and we have our own ways of dealing things.
right,
Yeah. So we're all flowers in the same plant.
right. So if you don't talk about films when you all get together, what do you talk about?
We all talk about clothing or
Food.
food.
Food is a
Food,
big
yeah,
thing, right?
food is major
Yeah.
thing. I trust me, it's like the thing. So, because we
Last year Rana Daggubati came to our
Mhm.
conclave and he said he eats biryani almost
Oh yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
every
Yes,
day
ma'am.
of the week.
He is a big foodie. Actually, he used to eat Charan's food in school also.
What? He
Carriage
used
is
to,
his carriage used to be like this size. And Charan's carriage used to be like a small dabba. But then he used to finish off his carriage, and then he used to finish off Varun's sorry Charan's dabba as well.
really?
Yeah.
Were you all in the same school or?
Yeah, we were all in the same school. Like
Okay,
ninth and tenth, we had to be in the same school.
okay.
Yeah.
So you used to eat anyone's tiffin or no?
No, ma'am. I used to not eat my own tiffin.
So, I mean, there's cinema and there's politics.
Hmm.
I mean, your family is into both. And the work that you're doing now, for instance, what you said about child abuse, the fact that, the CMs of both states sort of endorsed it. So, do you see yourself looking at a career in in politics as well,
No,
engaging more in social
at
issues,
this point of time, don't make me far away from films.
films?
Mostly focused here, and I love to have a actor's journey through. And then I want later on we'll see. I
Right.
don't have a thought about politics at this point because there's a lot of things you have to learn to be into politics.
What?
Like understand what is a gazette, what is like a policy, what is a geo. So there's so many other things to learn from the basic stuff. So for
Right.
me to do that, I have to study, I have to learn about the people's problems, and then maybe we can think about it later. You have to be well read.
Are you doing that? Are you going to invest some time in doing
At
that?
at this point of time, I'm mostly focused on my acting, and I'm very busy, so I don't want to divert my head.
Right.
Then please don't push me away from acting.
No, no, we are not going
No,
to
no,
do that.
thank
We
you.
want you in cinema.
Thank you,
But
ma'am.
what is the kind of cinema that you think people like now? There's either the big screen, the big spectacle, or then there's streaming. There doesn't seem to be an in between.
Ma'am, at this point of time, I think people are very much exposed to OTT platforms
Yeah.
and they're actually seeing different films. The world cinema has come to their remote, into their hands. So they're very much exposed into that. We have to develop our writing skills. I have seen in one of the interviews of Rakshit Shetty, the guy who did Saptasagarayalo.
Right.
So he said we have to invest more time into writing.
Yeah.
If we don't write properly, we lose films. He's not against remakes or anything, but what he said was made sense because people are so exposed to world cinema. We have to improve the quality of writing, no matter what.
Right.
That is our in our hands.
Right. What about streaming? Do you have a thought about doing anything in streaming?
Yes, ma'am. I am looking out for some few of the things that have been offered to me. So I'm still in the plan of considering what to do.
Right.
So yeah.
What is the kind of cinema you now want to endorse? Because even the big screen spectacles that have been coming from here in the last
Mhm.
year or so haven't done as well as
Yes, ma'am.
they
Yes,
used
ma'am.
to,
Yes, ma'am.
right? There's
Yes,
this
ma'am. True.
sense of diminishing returns has
True.
set in.
True.
And movies like Manjumal Boys, for
True.
instance, Chidambaram is going to be here
Yeah.
in the evening. Those are doing fantastically. Malayalam cinema has suddenly
Yeah.
discovered its
True. True.
mojo.
We have to change our way of writing and change way of making films. because people are exposed to all these kind of things very, very long back. So it's
And they
our,
seem to love it. It
yeah,
doesn't
so
matter.
it is
It's an
our responsibility to make sure that we actually do something new for the audience and make them come to the theater.
yeah,
So that in that way, I did this film called Virupaksha, where it was
right.
like a horror film.
Yeah.
And for me, doing a horror film is like a no, no, big no, no. But
You
still,
don't like to watch horror.
I'm really scared, man. About life, motto. I'm really scared of girls already. This one more film, I can't take it.
Your equation of horror and girls, I will not
That's a
forget.
perfect equation. So for me, all that we have to give offer them something new for them to
You.
come to the theater. You have to make sure that we give them something like in terms of visuals or in terms of music or in terms of writing, in terms of story, something new for them to experience. So without I'm going to give you the same old juice, they won't like it. They'll
Right,
be like very bored. I'm like, yeah, yeah, we had that last time. Give us something new.
right.
Yeah, and that's what we have to do
There's
that.
also been, while say Malayalam cinema is very
Yes,
progressive,
ma'am.
there's
Yes, ma'am.
also been the Hema Committee report and all kinds of, allegations which have now been
Hmm.
substantiated against people who have taken advantage of women
Hmm.
or, exploited them or assaulted them. And some terrible horror
True.
stories have come out as well. Do you think it's time for every industry to sort of start looking inwards and correct any
Um,
practices that have you ever seen anything like this happening?
Well, frankly speaking, I have not seen that in my films. I made sure that all the girls and the ladies who are working for my film are safe enough.
Right.
And keeping that aside, it's definitely something that all the industries have to look into and make sure it. And it happens in every other industry, ma'am. Only because we are like into
You're
the
in the
fame,
spotlight.
because we are in
Yeah.
the spotlight, we actually come
That's
out.
the price of
Yeah.
fame.
And then we have to make sure that all the women are feeling safe in the film industry.
So are you doing anything? Do you do anything in particular on your set to
I
ensure?
made sure that all my actors and my actresses in the film are feeling safe, and I actually asked them, "Oh, are you good? Is everything fine? If there's anything not good, please let me know."
Right.
Yeah, it's
So
the
what is your
responsibility of an actor.
right? So you talked about the preparation for acting, the dance classes, kickboxing, but acting is also all about the mind
Yes,
and
ma'am.
how you are
True,
disciplining your body and your soul and your
true.
mind. So, what is the kind of do you do refresher courses? Do you do workshops? Do you engage with other actors? Do you work on
Uh,
yourself?
from Chitralahari onwards, I used to sit with the director. I used to learn my dialogues. I used to start to introspect more into the character. I used
Right,
to do a lot of discussion. I used to talk about it. I used to behave like the character. Like once I get back to the set,
right,
on set I used to behave like the character. Once I'm off set, I become myself.
right,
So that differentiation is what my I learned from my uncles. So
right,
on set they are like the character. Off
right.
set they're like
They're regular people.
they are my uncles.
Right.
Yeah. So I have learned that, and I made sure that I did that in my films as well. So from Chitta Lahari onwards, I started to behave like the character on set. I started to understand what were the emotions behind the scene, what are the emotions that kind of that they want true to the character.
So, what's next for you?
I'm doing a film which is which is the most expensive film of my career.
SDT, what?
18.
Right.
We haven't
You
titled it
don't have
yet.
a title
We
yet.
haven't titled it yet. I'm sure that it's going to be one of those films. Every Telugu audience is going to be like, yes, this film is from our industry.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
What is, can you tell us a little more about it apart from the
Um,
expense?
it's something. I don't want to reveal much, but we got inspired from the movie 300.
Oh,
So it's going to be something of that sort. And definitely, one thing for sure, people will be astonished. People will be shocked. They'll be
right.
like, yes, this is our Telugu film.
And have you started shooting or are you still in prep?
We are almost finished around like 30% of the film.
Oh, okay.
So another 70% to go.
That's why this buffed up look.
I have to, ma'am, or they won't give me money.
What do you do to be buffed up?
My
How much do
inspiration,
you work?
my inspiration is to get money. So for me to get money, I have to reduce my weight. I have to look
But
buffed up.
how do you work out? What do you do?
Mine is a different regime, ma'am. I do my training in the morning, and
How
then
long?
uh, 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah,
Then,
That's my investment for my future.
right.
So that, and then evening I did do my kickboxing class, and then I do my dance class. So it dance class
What
and
sort
kick.
of dance is it? Modern dance or?
I do different forms.
Oh,
I did bachata, I did tango, I did Bharatanatyam, I did Kuchipudi. So for me, it's more of learning the lessons. So learning about culture.
can you show us a few moves?
Not right now.
I'm not going to ask you to do natu natu. That's your
That's
cousin.
been done
But
too
what
much.
can you do? Just come on, be a
No,
sport.
please. They haven't paid me
Yeah,
yet.
see, look, all the women whom you're scared of,
Yeah, exactly.
they want you to
Ma'am,
dance.
the
Okay, is there a dialogue that you'd like to say or something that you'd like to recite? I'm not going to ask you to sing.
ma'am,
You
the
know,
only
no.
person who heard me sing is my mother, and
Yeah.
she's the only one. That's it. um, I would say my uncle's dialogue.
Sure. Which one? Which uncle?
Chiranjeev sir,
Okay.
mokke kadan pikaste, pika kwata.
Okay. What does that mean?
It says if you pluck the tree,
Uh,
I'll make sure that I cut your throat.
okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so much, ma'am.
Tej. And I think
Ma'am.
you're one of the few men who's a feminist. So kudos to you. Even
Thank
though
you,
you're
ma'am.
scared of women, they're not as fearful as you make
That was
it.
just for
Yeah.
just fun, ma'am. That's
But
it. Ma'am.
thank you so much.
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
I
Thank you.
really do wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kaveri. Thank you very much.